Hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live session on adjectives, ed and ing adjectives. Just give me 1 second. There we go. Now you can listen to me perfectly. Great. So this is going to be a special session because as I teach you this, I'm going to cook. I'm going to cook dinner. Okay? So get comfy and enjoy this lesson. All right, I'll wait for some of you to join the live session, and as I wait for you, I'll get started with dinner. All right, with getting dinner ready. So, okay, and as I get things ready, have a look at the. I'm sorry. Have a look at the exercises we're going to do today. These are the exercises we're going to do today, and this is the exercise we're going to do right now. So just give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so in this live session, we'll go through some real examples together, like boring versus bored, exciting versus excited, confusing versus confused. And I'll guide you step by step so you'll never mix them up again. Okay? This is perfect for English learners at all levels. I'm gonna offer you interactive chat practice. You can test yourself live, and you learn natural British English with a real teacher. Okay, hello. hello. The Friends channel and Big Earn. That's helpful information. That's a bit like too much information, but are you all right now? Have you recovered from that? Big Earn. In this live session, I'm going to teach you ed and ing adjectives, or I'm going to test you. You can take it as a kind of test, to test your knowledge of English grammar in terms of ed versus ing adjectives. So basically, when you say bored or boring, do you know what I mean? So let's get started. And as I do this, I'm gonna cook dinner. All right? Because I have to do it. And this is Alex's Adventures in English. And you can, don't forget to like if you're enjoying this live session, and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on my next episodes. All right, so let's begin with the first sentence. The sentence is, we went to the cinema, but the film was really boring. Right, so that's done for you. What about, so that's not bored, right? The film was really boring, not bored. Imagine with ed, because otherwise that wouldn't make much sense, right? A film is boring. It makes you feel bored. Do you know what I mean? So, all right. So, can you complete the second sentence? The one that says it was a really tire. Train journey from New York to Chicago. Can you complete that one? Drop your answers in the chat, okay? I'm gonna get ready because I'm cooking dinner. I need to defrost the pepper and a piece of meat. Okay. Hi, hello. Hello. How do I pronounce your name? Where are you watching me from? Welcome to the session. Welcome to this live stream. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Thank you. I'm teaching you English grammar in this live session. So I'm going to teach you the differences between ed and ing adjectives. You know, when you say bored or boring, when do you say that something, when do you use the words boring or bored? Do you know when to use which? That is the main question here. So as I do this, I'm gonna be cooking dinner, you know. And I need to defrost the pepper. Can you see it? As it's frozen, I need to defrost it first. All right, so, okay. We're gonna do it from here. All right, guys, so you can, we're working on exercise sentence number 2, right? We have to complete that one. Can you drop your answers in the chat? Do you say tiring or tired? In that case, it was a really tiring or tired with ed train journey from New York to Chicago. So let me do this. So this is number 2. Is it A? I'm gonna create a poll for you. Is it tired or option B, tiring? Right. Okay. Can you see that? Can you see the poll on screen? All right, you let me know. So this is for sentence number 2, okay? You've got to choose option A or B. Is it tiring or tired? Okay, I think you can't see that, can you? Right. So I'm waiting for some answers, and after that, I'll tell you which is the correct answer. All right. In the meantime, I'm gonna crack on with dinner because I'm cooking dinner today as I teach you this. And by the way, guys, where are you watching me from? chaotic lesson because I'm cooking at the same time. Anyway, I'll give you 1 more minute, all right? 1 more minute to think about your answer. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get the frozen piece of meat from right. I need to take it out. All right, so what's it gonna be, guys? Is it tiring or tired? It was a really tiring train journey, or a really tired train journey? ED or ing? Which is the correct option there? All right, now I'm gonna give you the answer. Just give me 1 second. So the correct answer here is option B, right? Tiring. It was a really tiring train journey from New York to Chicago. Why is it that tiring? Because that's the effect that the train journey had on this person. So when we do something that makes us feel tired, we say that that thing is or was tiring with ing. All right? Okay. All right. Was that clear? Was it clear? Anyway, guys, let me know where you're watching me from. Here are the tomatoes. That's the way you pronounce them. You pronounce this in British English. You say tomato, tomato. But in American English, this is a tomato, tomato. Right? But British English, tomato, tomato. All right, I need them for the sauce I'm about to make. All right. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Maybe I can show you. All right, what about sentence number 3? She doesn't like heights and she was terrified when she went on the ski lift. Which is the correct answer there? Is it terrifying? This is sentence number 3, guys. Terrifying or terrified? Which is the correct answer? So let me create a poll for you. Is it sentence number 3? I'm creating a poll for you. Is it terrifying or is it terrified? Okay, all right, that's it. That's for you guys. That's sentence number 3. choose the correct option. I'm going to give you 1 to 2 minutes to think about the answer. Read sentence number 3 and choose the correct answer. Then I'm going to give you the correct answer, and I'm going to explain you why that's the correct answer, okay? All right. Yes. In the meantime, I'm going to be making a bit of noise here because I'm cooking. So you let me know which do you think is the correct answer. And in the meantime, you can tell me where you're watching me from. Hi, hello. We're doing an exercise, a grammar exercise. You need to choose, read sentence number 3 above here, and you've got to choose terrifying, B-A or B, terrifying or terrified. Which is the correct answer and why, right? As soon as I get a few votes, I'm gonna tell you which is the correct answer. Sorry if I'm making some noise here because I'm cooking as I'm teaching you, all right? So you let me know. You let me know. And in the meantime, you can let me know where you're watching me from. Are you watching me from Argentina, from India, from the US, from the UK? You let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, if you want more content like this. All right. How's it going, guys? No votes. All right. Shall I tell you the correct answer? Or shall I give you 1 more minute? All right, I'm going to give you 1 more minute to come up with the correct answer. Remember, read sentence number 3. The sentence is she doesn't like heights, and she was terrified when she went on the ski lift. So is it she was terrifying or terrified? With option A or B. Which is the correct answer there? You let me know in the chat, okay? You let me know in the chat. You can vote for the correct option. Which is the correct option, guys? When do we use terrifying or terrified? In this case, is it talking about a thing that is terrifying or about a person that feels terrified? So we can use terrifying and terrified for a person, right? because we can say she's a terrifying guy, or she's a terrified, yeah, she's terrified, we would say rather, or he's terrified, which means that he's feeling that, you know, he's feeling terror. But if he's terrifying, that means that he causes that effect on other people, right? So in this case, sentence number 3 is she doesn't like heights and she was terrifying. Sorry, she was terrified. She was terrified when she went on the ski lift. Terrified because she was feeling terrified. She was feeling terror. It's not that she caused that effect on other people, but she was terrified. She was feeling that. All right? And, okay, sorry about that. Let's continue with the next sentence, number 4. The weather at this time of year is depressed. Is it depressing or depressed? Isn't it? That's the sentence. Right, you tell me. I'll give you a few minutes to think about the answer. Is it depressing or depressed? Just think about the answer. And you can drop your answer in the chat. Depressing or depressed? Sentence number, is it number 4? Right, sentence number 4. I'm making a lot of noise here because I'm cooking, guys. I'm defrosting pepper right now. Right, so you tell me, guys. I'm sorry about all the noise. So what do you think, guys? Which is the correct answer? Is it sentence number 4, depressed or depressing? And where are you watching me from? Is it depressed or depressing? So start a poll. Sentence number 4. Is it depressed or depressing? Okay, that's for you. That's what you've got to vote for. Is it depressed or depressing? Sentence number 4. Read the sentence and let me know. All right? Which is the correct sentence? All right, you tell me. Is it the weather at this time of year is depressed, isn't it? Or the weather at this time of year is depressing, isn't it? Which is the correct answer? Alright, so now I've got to peel and chop the onion. That's what I'm going to do next. And yeah, but I think that first I'm gonna chop the pepper, right? I think I'm gonna chop the pepper, and then I'm gonna peel and chop the onion too. That's what I'm gonna do next. All right, I'm gonna put some carrots in the sauce too. I need to peel and slice the carrots. That's important. And but in the meantime, I'd like you to tell me which is the correct answer for sentence number 4. The weather this time of year is depressing or depressed. Isn't it? You choose. Vote for the correct option. As I cook dinner. Yeah. So, yeah, all right. You tell me, guys, which is the correct answer? Depressed or depressing? I need to get some onion. The onion. Which is the correct answer? Please let me know where you're watching me from. I'm gonna have to tell you the correct answer, right? I'm gonna do that in a minute. Alright, so I'm gonna start peeling and chopping the onion, okay? As you do this exercise. The exercise, remember, is you've got to choose A or B in sentence number 4. Right. I need to defrost the meat first, so I'm going to have to do that. Alright, sorry about the noise. Alright, so guys, let me know which is the correct answer here. Depressed or depressing? Sentence number 4. The weather at this time of year is depressing or depressed. Isn't it? You choose the correct answer there. Alright, I need to Sorry about that. And to make it a bit more interesting, I'm gonna do the following, guys. I'm gonna invite ChatGPT, I think, because otherwise this is getting a bit boring. Hello, chat. Hello.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. I'll keep it nice and casual. So, yeah, when you're explaining it to everyone, you can just say something like, all right, everyone, see how the sauce is just gently bubbling away? That's what we call a simmer. It's not going full-on bubbling like a boil. It's just ticking over gently. And that's a lovely little real-life demo. It'll definitely help you learn to see the difference.
Sorry for interrupting you. Sorry, we are live on YouTube.
No worries at all, mate. That's all part of the fun of going live, isn't it? We'll just roll with it.
No, that wasn't a good idea, was it? All right, forget about it. Let's continue with this exercise, shall we? So we've got sentence number 4. You've got to choose the correct option, depressing or depressed. We're trying to solve the puzzle of when we use ed or ing adjectives in English. This is an English grammar exercise test. You can take it as a test, for your English, a way of testing your English. Okay? This is Alex's Adventures in English, and as I'm cooking, I'm making a sauce to eat some pasta. Testing your grammar with this exercise, all right? So do you say the weather at this time of year is depressed or depressing? You let me know. Vote for the correct option. We need to slice the tomatoes. Right, perfect. So just give me 1 sec. Alright. So, guys, which is the correct answer? Is it depressed or depressing? Depressed or depressing? When do we use ing and ed adjectives in English? That is the question today. When do we use them in English? And you can say hi in the chat. You can let me know where you're watching me from. That'll be great. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this kind of content. All right, I'll give you 1 more minute to give you before I give you the correct answer. So, is it depressing? Is the weather depressed or depressing? What do you think? Does it make sense to you to say the weather is depressed or the weather is depressing? which is the correct option there? So, if you say that the weather is depressed, that means that you're treating the weather as a person, right? As if we were talking about a kind of, I don't know, fiction, some kind of fiction where the weather is treated as a person. But otherwise, in everyday life, you wouldn't say the weather is depressed. You'd say the weather is depressing. We usually say that people are depressed. That usually refers to a state a person is going through at the moment. So, yeah, in that case, sentence number 4, the correct option is depressing, option B. Depressed is the correct option there. Okay, so that's about it. Let me show you something else. No, that's not the one. I think we haven't got a good picture, do we? No, we don't. No. Forget about that. Let's continue with the previous picture. All right, let's move on to sentence number 5. Okay, 5. It's an amazed or an amazing book. It's all about a boat journey along the Amazon, which is the correct option there. Amazing or amazed? Is it amazing or amazed? Which is the correct option there? Right, we're trying to solve sentence number 5. Is it amazed or amazing? An amazing book or an amazed book? Which is the correct option? So, as I guide you through this exercise, I'm cooking dinner, guys. I'm making a sauce for a pasta to eat with pasta. So that's why you see me with, for example, right now with 2 onions, right? Which I'm about to peel and chop. This is to, if you peel an onion, this is what you do, right? And that's what I'm doing right now. What are you doing, guys, over there? Where are you watching me from? Is it too late where you're watching me from? How late is it? And any questions? can drop your questions in the chat. You can let me know. You can drop your comments in the chat. So, which is the correct answer for sentence number 5? Is it an amazing or an amazed book? What do you think, guys? An amazing or an amazed book? Does it make sense to say an amazed book? Or does it make more sense to say an amazing book? What do you think? And yeah, the correct answer is amazing, right? We wouldn't say an amazed book, usually. Would you? I mean, would you say that? An amazed book? Except you're treating a book as a person, you wouldn't say that a book is amazed. Usually people are amazed. Alright, now I'm chopping the onion. That's what you can hear. What are you doing, guys? I'm chopping some onion. An onion at the moment. That's present continuous, isn't it? That's present continuous in English. We talk about an action in progress at the moment of speaking. So, any questions, guys? What about the next sentence, sentence number 6? Is it, these are very surprised or surprising results? We thought it would be a lot worse. Which is the correct answer there? Surprising or surprised? So, surprising or surprising? Surprising or... So, I may seem about to cry, you know, the onion is really irritating. And I feel irritated. Do you see what I just did? The onion is irritating with ing. It causes, you know, causes me to be irritated. But I can say that I'm irritated, which means that that's the state I'm going through at the moment because of chopping the onion. So, yes. Anyway, guys, are you bored or are you boring? Is this live stream boring or bored? Which is the correct adjective there? With ing or with ed? As you can see, we use these adjectives on a daily basis. every day. So in sentence number 6, you will say, these are very surprising results. We thought they would be a lot worse, which means that these people got very surprised because of the results. That's the effect. The effect that the results had, were surprising. So the results are surprising, right? They are very surprising results. Okay? And what about the next sentence, guys? Anyway, guys, this is Alex's Adventures in English. I'm Alex, and as I teach you how to use or when to use ed and ing adjectives, I'm cooking dinner, making a sauce with pasta, and at the moment I'm chopping a tomato. Because I like the sauce to be natural. Where are you watching me from, guys? Do you have any questions? Hi, hello. Sorry about the knife, the kitchen knife. I'm cooking. So guys, where are you watching me from? Do you like English grammar? What do you think of it? Do you think it's important to know grammar to learn English? What do you think, guys? I'm chopping the pepper right now. The red pepper, right? Here you can see the red pepper. And as I cook and teach you grammar, I can teach you British English at the same time. I'm teaching you the British pronunciations of these words. Alright, so we need to peel and slice the carrots. Okay, any questions so far? Is it... We're on sentence number 6. We said these are very surprising results. Okay, that's done. What about the next sentence? I feel relaxing or relaxed when I listen to this music. You tell me which is the correct option there. Sorry about this. I'm cooking at the moment at the same time. As I teach you English, I'm cooking. Alright, you tell me. This sentence number 7, is it I feel relaxing or relaxed? Which is the correct option there? Sorry about the noise. I have to do this. There we go. Nearly ready. There we go. That was. Just let me check something. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah. I was grating some carrots, a carrot for the sauce, you know. This is to grate, right? When you do this, right? This is to grate. Grate. That's to grate. So I was telling you I'm going to grate. I've just grated a carrot for the sauce. Right? And this is a grater. A grater is the thing you use to grate carrots. Yeah, right, great. Yeah, we are learning the cooking vocabulary live as I try and teach you English grammar, and this is all British English, right? So if this is your cup of tea, don't forget to like, right, I'm here, like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'm going to grate another carrot. I need to peel it first. So, we're on sentence number 7, right? I feel relaxing or relaxed when I listen to this music. Which is the correct answer, guys? Do you feel relaxing? Do you ever feel relaxing? Or do you think it makes more sense to say, I feel relaxed? All right, let me give you the answer to that question. The correct answer there is relaxed. That's the correct answer for sentence number 5. Why? Because number 6, sorry, number 7, that's what I meant to say. Number 7, I feel relaxed when I listen to this music, which means that the music has that effect on me, causes me to feel relaxed, right? If you were relaxing, that would mean that you make others feel relaxed, but this is not the case, right? Not many people are relaxing, right? You don't say, oh, I'm relaxing. I don't think so. You may be relaxed, usually. You will usually be relaxed. I'm gonna grate this carrot, right, with this grater. And yeah, just bear with me. And I leave you the next exercise. There's an article about digital cameras in the newspaper today. Is it interesting or interested? Which is the correct option there? Interesting or interested? Interesting or interested? Which is the correct adjective for sentence number 8? There's an interesting article or an interested article with ed? Ed or ing? That is the question. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Is it interesting or interested? All right, you tell me, guys. That's sentence number 8. There's an interesting or interested article about digital cameras in the newspaper today. Is it an interesting or an interested? Which is the correct answer there? I need to add some water to the sauce that I'm making right now, that I'm cooking. Do you like pasta? Are you keen on pasta? There we go. All right. I think that this sauce is looking better now. Anyway, guys, we are working on sentence number 8. Sentence number 8. And you've got to choose between interesting or interested. ing versus ed, adjectives. Which is the correct adjective here? I'm testing your English grammar. So, you tell me, you can drop your answers in the chat. And if you dare create a sentence of your own sentence, that'll be great. That'll be even better, actually. So, was it gonna be, guys, interesting or interesting? Alright, let me give you the correct answer. That's interesting. There's an interesting article about digital cameras in the newspaper today. Why is it interesting? Because the article causes others to be interested it has that effect on others. It's not that the article is going through the feeling of interest or the state of being interested. Usually people or animals are interested in things. And that's another thing to bear in mind. You say to be interested in something. I'm interested in learning English, for example. I'm interested in learning English grammar. That's another example. Very similar. And what are you interested, guys? You can answer that question in the chat and I can correct you. I can correct your grammar. And all right, so any questions so far? If you do have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. All right. So, yeah, sentence number 9. That's the next one. The directions he gave us were really confused. Is it confusing or confused with a final ed? Which is the correct answer, guys? So this is sentence. I'm gonna. Sorry, let me get rid of this. So the sentence is number 8. No, number 9. The directions he gave us were I think were very or really, there you go, confusing or confused. I'm creating a poll, guys, for you to vote. Just bear with me. So the directions he gave us were very I think that's okay. We're really okay. Really. Okay. There you go. So there you have it. You've got to complete that sentence. Okay, that's sentence number 9. The directions he gave us were really confusing or confused. Which is the correct answer? I'll give you a few minutes to vote. Before I give you the correct answer. And just so you know, this is a live stream. And this live stream is taking place on Alice's Adventures in English. That's my channel, my YouTube channel, where I teach students around the world, I teach English, especially British English, to students around the world. And today we are learning grammar. Specifically, when to use ed and ing adjectives, like confusing or confused. And in this exercise, you've got to vote for the correct answer to complete that sentence. The directions he gave us were really confusing or confused. Which is the correct answer there? Which is the correct answer? That would be the question for you. So, which is it going to be? Confusing or confused? Which makes more sense? The directions he gave us were really confusing, or the directions he gave us were really confused with ed. Which one would you say in everyday life? Have you ever said this before? This is a very common mistake among learners of English, and that's why we're talking about it in this live session. Right? Okay, this sauce is looking great. Yeah, as I told you before, as I teach you grammar, English grammar, I'm cooking. I'm making dinner, right? A sauce with pasta. Okay, so is it time for me to give you the correct answer? All right, I'm going to do it. So, the correct answer for this, the correct option to complete this sentence is A. Confusing. The directions he gave us were really confusing, right? Because we use confusing ing adjectives to talk about things that have an effect on others. In this case, the directions. The directions made these people confused, you know, something, the directions made them confused, made them feel like that. Do you know what I mean? But confused is only used with people and animals. A person can be confused, an animal can be confused, but not directions. All right? Perfect. Let's continue with the next one. The next sentence is, they said that the most excite match. Okay, they said that's the most excite match they've seen for ages. Okay, let me write it down for you. So, I'm writing down the sentence on screen. They've said that's the most, can't remember the sentence. The most So the two options are exciting or excited. They've said that that's the most excite match they've seen. Okay, all right. Let's leave it there. So the options are exciting or excited. That's the most excite match. Okay. That's sentence number 10, isn't it? They've said that's the most exciting match they've seen for ages. Is it exciting or excited with ed? ing or ed? You choose. You've got to vote for these two options, A or B. Okay, which is it gonna be? Is it exciting or exciting? All right, I give you 1 more minute. Just give me 1 sec. Give you 1 minute to think, all right? All right, let's continue. Which is the correct option? We're about to finish this exercise. That's sentence 10. They said that that's the most exciting match they've seen for ages. So the correct option for that one is exciting, right? Exciting match. You don't say the most excited match. People get excited, animals get excited, not matches, you know? They don't get excited, but they are exciting. Or they can get exciting because that's the effects they cause on people. All right, let's continue with sentence number 11. I was late for the interview and then went to the wrong company. It was really embarrassing or embarrassed. Which is the correct option there? Is it embarrassed or embarrassing? Right, I was late for the interview and then went to the wrong company. It was really embarrassed or embarrassing? Again, the correct answer for this sentence. I can give you 1 minute to think. All right, you can pause the video if you want to. If you're watching the replay, the correct answer is embarrassing. Embarrassing, right? It was really embarrassing. This is the correct answer for sentence 11. That's how you complete it, because that's how I felt. That's how the situation made me feel. It was embarrassing. Embarrassed is an adjective. It's an ed adjective used for people. You know, I was embarrassed. That's how I felt. I was in that state. Right, next sentence, the last one. 12. The carnival was wonderful and I was completely fascinated the whole time. You can pause the video now for 1 minute and I'll give you the answer right now. The carnival was wonderful and I was completely fascinated the whole time. You don't say fascinating. Something fascinating is something that, or a person, a fascinating person, or a thing is one that causes that effect on others. It fascinates others. But fascinated describes how a person feels, you know, or an animal. The carnival was wonderful, and I was completely fascinated the whole time. Right? I was going through that state. I was fascinated the whole time. Do you know what I mean? Alright guys, I hope you got the you got them right. Right, you got the answers right. I hope you have enjoyed this live stream. There are more coming up. I hope you like them, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright? This is Alex's Adventures in English, and I'm here to help you learn English, specifically British English. Alright? Don't forget to leave a comment, a question, anything you'd like to add, you'd like to say, and anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Before this live stream comes to an end, you can let me know where you're watching me from, right? And you can drop any comments or questions you may have in the chat. You can drop them below. Just so you know, I'm Alex, and this is Alex's Adventures in English, where I teach you British English for free, right? And I publish new videos nearly every day, but surely on a weekly basis. So don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out. You know, you don't miss out any of my upcoming videos, where I'm going to teach you well, more English, more British English. Alright? So any questions, any comments, you can let me know where you're watching from, and you can introduce yourselves, and you can let me know which topics you'd like me to cover next. What would you like to know about English, specifically about British English, or you can tell me if you want to know something about American English too. Okay? I might create a new video and mention you in it. So in this lesson, you can, if you've just joined in, you can watch it later on my channel. You can go to Alex's Adventures in English. You can watch it there. Today I explained Well, I gave you the answers to these exercises, to these exercises based on ed and ing adjectives, right? When to use them, and I explained to you when to use the ed adjectives and the ing adjectives, right? And I'm going to give you the complete answer now. All right, just give me 1 second. I'm going to read it to you. So, just give me 1 second, bear with me. All right, yeah. So, adjectives with ing and ed. For example, interesting and interesting. We use the ing and ed forms of regular and irregular verbs as adjectives. So, for example, the verb annoy, we can create an adjective with the verb annoy. We can say my brother is 5 and he's so annoying. Right, annoying, that's an adjective derived from the verb annoy. Amaze, that's another verb, and we can say the Grand Canyon is an amazing place. Amazing means that it makes you, feel amazed. Look at this, the verb excites. We can create exciting. This film is not very exciting, is it? Right? And then you get ed forms. You can create them from verbs like, for example, make, and you say, or for example, excite. Excite is another verb which we've mentioned before. I feel excited about my new job, which means that I'm going through that state, right? And adjectives with ing and ed endings have different meanings. Ing adjectives describe the effects, right? So, for example, you can say the meeting was very boring, which means that was the effects the meeting caused on the people who attended that meeting. Whereas ed adjectives describe how a person feels. And you say, for example, we were really excited about the game. Here it says a person, but it can describe how an animal feels, because animals feel too, right? So we were really excited about the game. And yeah, and commonly confused pairs of adjectives ending in ing and ed are interesting, interested, boring, bored, exciting, excited, embarrassing, embarrassed. Okay? Is that clearer now? So, any questions about this exercise? Hi Renata. Hola Renata. ¿Cómo estás? Oli. Estamos trabajando en un ejercicio. We're working on an exercise on ed and ing adjectives. Estamos trabajando en un ejercicio. I'm going to speak to you in English and Spanish. We're working on an exercise on ing and ed adjectives. Estamos trabajando en un ejercicio, con un ejercicio basado en adjetivos que terminan en ed y en ing. Okay? So these are very confusing in English, which means que estos se confunden en general, ¿sí? Confunden a los aprendientes de inglés, a los estudiantes de inglés. So, podemos Okay. Okay. Any questions so far? ¿Alguna pregunta hasta ahora? Ustedes me dicen, ¿sí? I'm cooking at the moment. Estoy cocinando. I'm cooking dinner at the moment. Alright, so you tell me, guys. Any questions? ¿Alguna pregunta? Do you have doubts about when to use ed and ing adjectives? ¿Saben cómo usar los adjetivos que terminan en ed y en ing en inglés? For example, por ejemplo, if I say, I'm bored at the moment. Or let's have a look at one of these exercises above. The second one. It was a really tired train journey. In that case, it was a really tired train journey from New York to Chicago. Fue un viaje muy cansador o cansado sería. Cansador sería tiring, termina con ing. Cansado sería el que termina con ed, tired. Train journey from New York to Chicago. Viaje en tren desde Nueva York hasta Chicago. So, which is the correct answer? ¿Cuál es la opción correcta? Tiring or tired? Tiring, cansador. Tired, cansado. Which is the correct answer there? ¿Cuál es la opción correcta? Ahora pensamos un poquito más en español, más que ahora se unió Renata, que habla español. No le quiero complicar la vida. I'm cooking pasta. Estoy cocinando una pasta en este momento. At the moment. So, any questions? ¿Alguna pregunta? Pueden dar su respuesta en el chat. You can drop your comments and answers in the chat to question number 2. It was a really tiring or tired. Recuerden, tiring, cansador, tired, cansado. Which is the correct answer for that question, for that option? ¿Cuál es la opción correcta? ¿Cuál es la palabra correcta para la oración número 2? Les doy un minutito, ¿sí? I'll give you a minute to think about it. Les doy un minuto para que lo piensen. Entonces, ¿cuál es la opción correcta? Where are you watching me from? ¿De dónde me están mirando? Where are you from? ¿De dónde son? I'm sorry about this. Disculpen por esto. But I have to cook dinner. Pero tengo que hacer la cena. Me pueden contar algo suyo. You can tell me about you, what you're doing at the moment. ¿Qué están haciendo ustedes en este preciso momento? Renata, for example. Renata, ¿estás allí? ¿Estás allí? Sorry about this. You're watching me cook. Me están mirando cocinar, básicamente. So, you tell me. Seguimos con la pregunta 2. We're still on question number 2. Question, sentence number 2. Oración número 2. It was a really tiring or tired train journey. Just give me 1 second. Alright guys, so I hope you have enjoyed this live session, and it's a bit late now and I've got to continue cooking. Tengo que seguir cocinando. So I'll have to leave you for now. Entonces lo voy a tener que dejar. ¿Sí? Thank you very much for being there. Muchas gracias por estar allí, por estar allá, por estar ahí, allí. And you can watch this live session on my channel. Pueden ver esta sesión en vivo en mi canal. Okay? So see you soon. Thank you very much for being there. And see you soon. Entonces, muchas gracias por estar ahí y nos vemos pronto, ¿sí? This is Alex's Adventures in English. Esto es las aventuras de Alex en inglés, sería así. ¿Ok? Bye bye for now.